it's Dale here. I've been mucking around with image transfer. Everybody I think knows I like image transfer and I try all sorts and sorts of different ones, but I hadn't got around to trying the jelly plate one. I've thought about it and I'm not interested in transferring magazine pages or other things. I just want to use like my own photos for my own layering, and so I've done a whole lot with of this one, and I'll show you the photo. You can see that it's a photo I took, but it's the only copy I have, and it's really whatever it is, it's not a very good image, so it doesn't matter, but I'm not worried about that. These are the godwits at the estuary, and I want to do some layering and things with them, but this is how they sort of turned out. And then I'll show you quickly what my process is. This was the first one I did. I was pretty pleased. If you're a purist and you've been doing jelly print, transfer image with the jelly print, and you've got wonderful results, just look the other way, because this suits me what I'm doing. So it's just getting those layering. So that's one I did. And this is in the order. Some of them don't work, of course, but look, you've got bits and pieces of images that can be used. I also think that my jelly plate needs some attention or replacement or something. And I'm working on tissues and Abaca paper and heavier Abaca paper, the Tissue Text Plus. So sometimes they've got holes, but they're going to be layered in my work, but you can see them there. And there's another one, just basically using the same colours, but it's just the different way it's worked out, and they aren't very good. They are there and you can see them. And then I had another one here, which was again getting up, but it's like this texture's like tartan fabric, I think. So there they are again on a background, and because they are on tissue text, they're going to be able to be layered onto other things. It doesn't matter if I tore holes or did all those sorts of things when I get to work further with them. This is another one, and I used a different stencil when I'll show you what I've used. And this is another one that's quite difficult to see, but it's got the images just creeping in there. And these are a couple of others. This is some texture from a which I can see I can use at some stage. So I thought I'd just show you how I've worked it, and just to give you an idea of what I've been doing, and you might get some ideas of what you're doing. And I'm working with acrylics, some different ones that I have, and white on for the background, and I'm building up layers rather than just doing that image transfer. And a bit of white, and I've discovered it's mostly trial and error. And I've watched the bits and pieces of people's YouTube, so I've got the attention span of a gnat, and so 5 minutes is about my limit, which is why I never do videos for much longer than 5 minutes, because sometimes it doesn't relate to me and I get a bit bored. So I put that here, and I've got some bubble wrap just to give a bit of texture, because you can use stamps, and if you've worked with a jelly plate, you'll know all those things. And dear oh dear, the man next door is making a lot of noise again. And put a little bit more colour onto here. Perhaps I'll take one of my sheets of jelly plate. I've been trying to do the same process each time, but then I forget what it is that I've done. I haven't written anything down, but it doesn't matter. I'm just building up these layers, and the bubble wraps here gives a bit of interesting texture. We have an unusual man up the back. He's been here for a long time. He just make a lot of nasty sounds. And so that's that ready to go, and I'll put just a little bit here, probably far more than is needed. And that colour's raw sienna, but I've also, because I want to use a bit of this Australian blue gum, because it's just cropping up in the stitching work that I'm doing, so I'll put a little bit here like so. And I had this idea to put a bit of print on a bit of this colour. So I've got some writing here about the godwits. Let's pop them down there and see if I can pick up some of that. You could use the brayer or use your hands to work it in. And there it comes. There's some of that, the words are there. So I've got this piece of paper that I could use at some other stage. And I'll put this back down, see how we go. I do apologise, this is going to take a little bit longer than 5 minutes today. And pull that up, see what we've got. A little bit of that there. A little bit more colour. And this one here is burnt umber. It's probably far too much. And just to show you, and I've got this stencil that I've this back down here again. And see what we pick up on here. Some of that there. And then finally I've got black, and I'm using Amsterdam black because somebody in a video said it was the best to use for this. So I should have changed rollers, but I didn't. So I'm going to put my image onto this. And I do have another roller there, but you know, I'm gonna. And here's my image. Pop that there, and we'll see if it works. Here's our last little layer. We'll soon find out. So there's heaps and heaps to try and heaps of practice to do to get what I want to do. And I know that each one will be different, and I know sometimes they won't work. And but at some stage later I'll show what how I've used them in my work. Now, I'm using the heavier tissue text today because it doesn't tear. It seems to hold its own, but it doesn't really matter because they're all highly suitable for stitching. So let's have a look. What do you reckon? Here it is. That's my today's one. It's not too bad at all. It's still got those same. There's the stencil there, but it's still got those you know, tweed sort of effects, but that's from my photo. So those are the godwits that fly to New Zealand and then make their way back up to the North Pole again every year. And it's just so fascinating. So yeah, I hope that's given you a few little ideas if you work this way. I'll see you again another time. Bye.